Hello, my wonderful intuitive art friends. It's Rachel Archelaus here with a brand new hair color. I'm still getting used to it, but it's pretty fantastic. And today we're going to talk about money and alignment. And I'm excited about this. I I've been in a lot of different places with money in my life, and now that I'm feeling more stable, and I guess moving into my 30s helped with that a lot. So we've been here for almost a decade, but I can really look back on my life and see where was my alignment and how did my money correlate to that. And even now, month to month, day to day, hour by hour, I know that my abundance and what I'm attracting and allowing is completely tied to how I'm feeling and specifically how I feel about money. It's kind of funny that we're just we're vibrational beings, and no matter how much we want to try to do and push and figure out physically in this world how to make it better, how to make our lives better, how to have more abundance in our lives, until you get to that place where you realize it's about my insides, it's about your insides, things don't really change in a very consistent way. So here, let me get more comfortable. So that's what we're diving into today. And if you're here live, which I see some of you are, hello, feel free to leave comments for me. I can answer them. Carrie might be joining us. She might have had something come up, so we're wishing her well. But we're gonna get kind of deep today, because why not, right? Like, we're here, we're in the same space, we're all interested in finding an easier path for ourselves, no matter how easy your path already is. I also want to say we have an amazing class coming up for nurses and healthcare providers that is on like a free / donation basis. So go check out intuitiveart.com/workshops and you'll see it. Or if you got the newsletter that I sent out today, it's in there. So definitely check that out. Laura Gadati, our head teacher, is putting that on, and she's really incredible. So that's a little place to de-stress and find some solid ground for yourself if you've been dealing with this healthcare crisis over the last year. So money. I always love the idea that we are born open, relaxed, and receiving of our energetic self. Like, little babies see auras and they see energy and they feel emotions, and they're very, very tied to the people around them, even though they can't talk, right? And even in the womb, right? They're one with their mom. And so they have all of these extrasensory abilities that slowly usually fade over the lifetime. And I hear from a lot of people like that, like, oh, I was so intuitive, or I was so psychic as a kid, and it just kind of went away. Or my parents taught me that it was wrong to do that, or, and so we're born open. And then over our lives, we tend to close a bit. And David Wolf says we're self-contracting beings. So we carry tension in our bodies. We have shoulders that hurt. We have backs that hurt, right? And we're doing that in response to what we perceive in the world, or what someone told us we need to be, or that we need to work hard or be serious or shut down in some way, right? And so we do this. We bring our shoulders forward and we constrict our chest, and we have all of this tension and pain in our bodies. But we do that. We're not born like that, and it's not our natural state, right? Our natural state is to be open and relaxed and ready. And that tension, from wherever it comes from, is definitely a barrier to abundance. I think you can probably see like there is definitely a correlation between stress in your life and what you want not flowing, right? Like some people, abundance is just an easy thing for them and they'll still be stressed, but maybe what they really want is happiness, right? So all of this constriction is just like we're putting up a wall to what we really want in life. And for a lot of us, that's more abundance, more money. And the one thing that I have found to be most capable of helping us shed that tension is self love, right? Because what is more soothing and comforting and opening than more love? If you remember the first time you ever fell in love, or, maybe the most important love of your life, if that's different than your first, how relaxed you feel in the beginning, how incredibly aware and open you are and excited, like everything is open. That tension leaves. It does creep back when that becomes more of a norm, or when you get to know someone too well, you know what I mean? But when you have that feeling of love inside of you, it's a very relaxing thing. And I've kind of dedicated this year to unconditional love. That's my word, my phrase for the year. And so I have been doing some more self love meditations. Basically, I just lay down and listen to white noise, which I usually do. But I've added in some words that I say to myself, like, I am a loving being, and love is showering down on me, and my higher self loves me, just stuff like that. And I had this really incredible moment last night where I I remembered someone, and then I remembered a relationship with a very important person in my life, not romantic, um, and it ended a little weird. And it was because I was just in a very strange place in life, and I just felt like I really wanted love from that person. Like I needed love at that time in my life, and I couldn't find it there. And then I just had this thought of, but I can love myself now. I can love myself now. And I just kind of got into this rhythm, and I was like tears coming down and everything. And that kind of thing usually doesn't come up for me. I don't usually have these kinds of memories and then, retraining myself. But it was just incredible what this love opened me up to. And it probably only lasted about 30 seconds, but I felt like a big chunk of that tension was gone. And I can look back to, years before when I had focused on love in my meditations, where I would just sit there and say, I love you to myself, and how that really transformed me. And it's almost like, why would I stop doing that, right? But we get distracted, life goes on. And so having felt that tension leave again last night, it just reminds me that we we really have so much more control over our lives than we often give ourselves credit for, or that we leverage, right? And so opening up that bit of myself, feeling more love in my body, lessened the wall that I had put up, and is allowing more in. So if you were at the aligned up level, we talked a lot about you can really either be open or closed, right? We're vibrational beings. how we feel on the inside creates our outside. And so there are two states that you can be in. You can be open to receive what it is you want, or you can be closed and not receive what you want. And anything you can do to be more open is helpful. And at the event, we talked about calibrating, which, if you watch any of the Abraham Hicks stuff, you'll feel familiar with. We talked about meditating and appreciation, and all of those things will help with your money alignment. Because as I've grown my business, and as I've heard people who have bigger businesses than me talk about how they grew, how did a person not in business, not making money for themselves, just in a job, go from that to having a multi-million-dollar business? How does that happen? And all of them talk about self-care and self-love. And I really feel like it's just that process of dismantling the walls around us to let more in. Because when you start making more, it can be a little trippy. It can trigger a lot of things that we didn't even know were there. Oh my gosh, do I deserve this? And is this okay? And oh, I don't know. It can make you feel a little unsteady because you're going from one set point to another set point, and it's a different platform that you're standing on. So having that practice of self-love really, really helps. It's what makes the difference between an easy rise and a very, very bumpy rise, where you're just constantly hitting against the limiting beliefs that were keeping you at that lower level. So your money alignment is wherever you are right now, right? It's as simple as that. Whatever you're experiencing now is where your alignment is. It's what you're allowing right now. And if you want to get to a higher place, if you know even that you're meant for a higher place, if you're meant for more, which so many of us do, so many of us grew up just knowing we would be successful, knowing we wouldn't have to worry about money. And if you want to experience more of that, then you need to change your alignment, right? You need to change something. And, try this self-love meditation thing out. Meditate. If you're unfamiliar with that, I just do the simplest thing. I've tried all kinds of meditations, but I lay down on my cloud and I listen to air conditioner noise on my phone, and I just focus on the noise, and it helps me relax, and I can actually feel my face relax. That's the point where I know I'm really getting somewhere. I can just feel my face relax. I feel my breath relax, and then I'll usually bring in some words at that point. I don't start with the words. And whatever phrases that really feel good to you. They're a little corny, but that's kind of the point, right? I'm a loving being. I love myself. You can say, I love you, because you're talking to yourself. You can talk about your higher self loves you, God loves you, source loves you, whatever you want. And just allow it to penetrate. Allow it to help you relax. And then you'll start to feel warmer. You'll feel that love come in. And don't need it to be anything more than it happens to be. Don't judge whether you're feeling enough or you're saying the right thing. That's really contrary to how to help yourself, right? We want no judgment. We want full acceptance. That's really what self-love is. So try that out once a day for 10 to 20 minutes, and it will just dissolve all of the little sticky bits that are holding you here. And you'll start to automatically rise up. And then if you want to do more than that, there are lots of things you can do to change your money alignment. I like to practice appreciation. So there's a place in my journal where I write down the things I'm appreciating. But throughout the day, I also do that. Like I'll be waiting for my toast in the toaster and I'll make a list in my head of things I appreciate. Or at night, if I can't fall asleep, I'll just start to list the things that I appreciate. And usually they're pretty small. Like I appreciate that there's trees in my backyard and I appreciate that the sun comes up today and it doesn't have to be big. Like again, it's not about forcing yourself to find things to appreciate. It's about the easiest path possible. What are you already naturally appreciating? That you have some drawings on your wall from your kid, or that you can look forward to your coffee or tea in the morning. These really tiny little things, because it's not about the things, it's about how it makes you feel. So don't stretch it or push it, just whatever is really easy. So if you're meditating and you're appreciating and you're already feeling really, really, really good, then you can always start to calibrate. And this is a really, really powerful thing to do because you're actively moving a vibration to a new place. So if you know that you have some beliefs about money that you wouldn't like to have, like, I need to work hard in order to have money, or rich people are greedy, or you just think to yourself, oh, I don't care about money. That was mine for a long time. I don't care about money. Well, if money was a friend and I didn't care about it, I don't think it would come around very often. And I want to be love. I want to feel love. I want to feel engaged and excited. And if I don't care about money, then money is not in alignment with me, right? So I don't care about money. Oh, actually, I'm so appreciative that money comes into my life. And I love watching it grow and I love playing with it. And I love what it brings to me. And right. So calibrating is all about moving a thought from where it's probably not serving you into a place that is in full alignment with you having what you want. So again, though, only do that when you're feeling good, because the most important thing about getting from here to here is that you feel good. This is a better feeling place than here. Why do we want money anyway? Because we'll feel relief, we'll feel freedom, we'll feel excited, we'll feel we have choices, right? So if you can get here in your feelings, then you're there. Then you've climbed the ladder, and money and everything else can flow to you more easily. You have less resistance to it. So, how do you guys feel about this? Let me know how you're doing. Let me know if you have any questions. It's a nebulous topic, and until you really see from your own experience in your own life that money is really tied to your inner self, it can be hard to even feel like this is helpful. You know, it's like, okay, that's nice, but I'm too busy. Okay, that's nice, but I've got work to do. And I just see it. I saw it clearly before, like when I was first starting my business, like, what are all these people talking about? Self-love and self-care, and that's how they grew. Like, they could only afford the massage after they made money, right? That's what I was thinking. Like, they only did that because they now had free time. But it's so the opposite. As you grow, as you decide you want to have more, it's almost like there's more responsibility on that to manage it, right? You can have more, but if you spend it all that day, then it doesn't really matter. But to actually have a bigger, more sustainable life, it takes a lot of management of your energy, because you managing your energy manages that outer life. So it has to be insides first. It has to be attending to this first. And when you make that flip in your head, and then you start to do that, and if you're doing that and you still want more, it's what can I do that will be most effective here? How can I really get into alignment with what I'm looking for? And intuitive art is an excellent way to figure that out. So, drawings you could do. What's the easiest way for me to allow more abundance? I think that's in our free class too. So that's a good one, and it's probably going to show you, because I've decoded a lot of these drawings over the years. It's probably going to show you what you have going on right now that's not helpful, like the stress you have, or the tension or the patterns that you have that are kind of keeping you where you are. And then on top of that, it will overlay some good emotional colors, usually like joy or excitement or peace. I see this all the time. And what that's saying is, it's okay that you have this stuff going on. You don't have to directly go there. There's nothing to heal or anything. You just want to go above it. So what can you do to increase your peace? What can you do to increase your happiness, your joy, your excitement, your spontaneity, right? And it will be different for all of you. Like, meditating, appreciating, calibrating, those are things everyone could benefit from. But maybe for you, you need to go for more walks because that's where you really feel alive. Or schedule a day or an hour in your calendar just for you so that you can unwind and do what you really love, crafting or sports or calling your friend or whatever it happens to be. Because if there's a hesitance for you to take care of yourself, that's the hesitance of money coming into your life, right? And I feel like this is just a never-ending thing. We can always care for ourselves more. We can always respect our preferences more and be an advocate for ourselves more and find more enjoyment out of life. And therefore, there's a never-ending flow of abundance that is coming with that. So, yeah, your money alignment. Your money alignment is how you feel about you and how you feel about money. And the more you can become aware of those two things, where are you on the scale of how you feel? And where do you put money on that? Do you put it as, oh, money's always stress. Money's always a burden. I don't want too much money because then I'll have to worry about it and pay bigger taxes, right? When you notice that going on, you can catch it and say, oh, wait, that's not really how I feel. I think money is energy and money is neutral in itself, but money can flow even more easily to me if I appreciate it, if I'm expecting it, if I'm excited about it. And the funny thing is, if money itself is just a ball of yuckiness to you, if it's just too entangled with so many things, then just getting off the subject completely is probably the best thing you can do. And then you just focus on yourself, focus on you feeling good, you feeling aligned. Because if money doesn't feel good, then every time you think about it, you're putting up your box. You're saying, I'm closed. And for a really, really long time, that was me. And again, it's because I didn't care about money. When I thought about money, I was like, whatever. I don't need it. I can live in a tent and be happy. And while that's true, I still want money. So I had to just not have financial goals, not think about it, even in my business. When I would start to think more about money, my income would go down. And when I just let it go, let it take care of itself, focus on me feeling good, my income would go up. So you've got to know how you feel. And that's the most important thing. Feel as good as you can feel, focus on self love, do those things. And then as you rise up, you'll become more aware of how you've been treating money in your mind. And then you can calibrate that up to a better place once you're already feeling good. So, yeah, that's what I got. That's pretty good for me being here by myself. I'm not the biggest talker. So if you guys have any questions or comments, let me know. And this is something we can talk about again if you want to. And yeah, I love you guys. Do some intuitive art drawings and then join us in the Facebook group and share. I would love to see. You can even do what is my current money alignment? What is my current money alignment? And then in a separate drawing, how can I bring my money alignment up to where I want it to be? So what is my current money alignment? How can I bring my money alignment up to where I want it to be? Awesome stuff. I think I'll do that even. So I'll do mine and post them in the Facebook group. You do yours and we'll share. Okay, everybody. Lots and lots of love, and I'll see you soon. Bye.